Although President Barack Obama's decision to shut down the notorious Guantanamo Bay prison has been roundly welcomed, it's other countries which are picking up the pieces of the inmates' shattered lives. One former captive who was released without charge after almost 5 years is now stuck in Albania, separated from his wife and family back in China. Phyllis Lear has the story for us.
Abu Bakr Qasim is praying the next chapter of his life will be better than the one he's trying to close. For 4.5 long years, this Uyghur, who is part of a Muslim ethnic minority in Western China, was a prisoner at Guantanamo. And although today he's finally free of the bars that kept him captive, he's trapped in a different kind of hell.
I have not seen my wife for 8 years. When I left home, she was pregnant with our twins. I pray that one day I can hold them. I only have to be patient. There is no other choice.
9 years ago, Abu Bakr says he decided to leave his hometown and travel to Turkey to work. He says it was on this journey he stopped in an Afghan village. It left him in a bad spot at a bad time. 9/11 had just happened, and the United States had begun bombing the Al-Qaeda stronghold in Tora Bora, where Abu Bakr was staying.
The Pakistanis arrested me and accused me of being a terrorist. Normally, whenever the Pakistanis would arrest Uyghurs, they'd hand us over to China, who would execute us. So I told them I was an Uzbek. Later I told the Americans the truth. They never tortured us because they were aware of our story.
But it still took 4.5 years for Abu Bakr to be found innocent. And during that time, he and the 22 other Uyghurs who'd been arrested with him lived in a place he says was not fit for animals.
I never thought I'd leave Guantanamo alive. I lived there in a cage. It was 2 by 2 square meters. I had 10 minutes a day to go outside and 5 minutes to take a shower. I used to pray, read the Quran, and talk to the cage next door. That was life in Guantanamo.
Declaring the men free was one thing. Finding them a place to be sent to, another. Some of the most critical European voices about Guantanamo are lukewarm about taking in its detainees. Albania finally stepped forward.
In my view, this is a demonstration of a level of cooperation between two countries, between Albania and the United States, first. Second is something which is not going against our legal system.
The fate of one man's journey that started nearly a decade ago is now again back in the hands of politicians. In April, Albania joined NATO after 17 years of trying. It was one of the first Eastern Bloc countries to apply for membership, one of the last to be granted it. The main stumbling blocks were democracy, security reform, and rule of law. But as Albania presents a new face to the world, Abu Bakr is hoping his story will be a part of it. But Tirana is nervous about upsetting the Chinese government and is unlikely to push for Abu Bakr's family to be reunited with him. He can't go to them, and they're not allowed to leave their home in China. Still, it's better than where he's been. And so for now, Abu Bakr consoles himself by hearing the voices of his children and trying once again to learn about the wife he left behind. Phyllis Lear, RT, Tirana.